Hello! My name is Mara from the BookTube channel Books Like Whoa, and today we are going to talk about books that I am excited about for 2022. All of these are romance, or one of them is not a romance but is about romance, and I have a lot of really exciting titles to tell you guys about. So without further ado, let's dive on in. So first, I want to talk about two category romances that are coming out technically at the very end of 2021, but really January. So the first one is Returning for His Unknown Son by Tara Pammy. And if you guys have seen my previous video talking about where to start with categories, one of my recommendations for that is just to start with whatever the most recent one that is coming out is, to see how you feel about it. And I think that this is a great example of a category that has a lot of trope candy to it. So Priya and Christian get married in like a marriage of convenience, obviously for Romancelandia reasons. He's a billionaire, but then there's a plane crash and he has amnesia. So we've got marriage of convenience and an amnesia trope. And then 8 years later, he finds out about Priya. He remembers that, and he discovers that he has a son with her. So he has a wife and he has a kid, and he's like, okay, we're gonna live as man and wife for 3 months, and at the end of that time, if you're not into it, we'll get a divorce, but let's make this happen. So we've got amnesia, marriage of convenience, secret baby, so much trope candy in this. So I think that this would be a great one to give a try if you are looking to just see kind of what categories are like, or if any of those are tropes that you enjoy. And then the other category I was going to mention is Under Suspicion, which is in the Colton 911 series, and this one is by Bonnie Vanek. And I've actually read some of her paranormal romances before and enjoyed them, but this one is a romantic suspense that I'm very intrigued by. It has kind of a world-weary detective, as is often wont to happen in a romantic suspense, who has lost his family previous to the book starting, so he's sort of hard-boiled from that, but he is investigating a murder, and the victim of the murder has a secret illegitimate daughter who is now in danger from the murderer, and he has to keep her safe, and they're gonna fall in love in the process, I'm assuming. So I feel like that's a pretty tasty romantic suspense setup. So that is Under Suspicion, and that one also comes out at the very, very end of December, but really in January 2022. A couple others that come out in January I wanted to mention. One is the latest Highlander release from Lynsay Sands. This is a release I look forward to every single year because I am trash historical medieval Scottish romances in the series that she's had going for a long time. They're all interconnected, but you could read these as standalones. 2022's release is Highland Wolf. This one features our hero as a character we saw in the very first book in the series when he was a little boy. He was mentioned off page, but now he is a man, and basically he's been living in hiding for his whole life because his parents were mysteriously killed when he was a kid, and they never figured out who was trying to kill them, so he has been hiding to try to stay alive all this time. But now the time has come for him to come out of hiding to claim his betrothed from being forced into a marriage by her evil uncle. He kidnaps her and is trying to force her to marry this guy. He is gonna come save her, and they're gonna figure out who killed his parents and who's trying to kill them. So we always have these marriages of convenience plus a murder mystery element, but in medieval Scotland. It's just they're super fun, very light-hearted, rompy kind of historical romances that are right up my alley. I've already read this one and I really enjoyed it. Then we have a very intriguing take on a fake relationship or a marriage of convenience trope, which is one of my favorites and has been a big trend the last few years in contemporary romance. This one, though, is Devon and Chris Plan a Wedding, and this is between two women. So we have a female-female romance take on a very well-loved and popular rom-com trope. So we have Devon and Chris, who are on this reality show where the whole thing is that they're gonna plan a wedding together for a chance to win a bunch of money. Chris is an influencer, so she wants the exposure, and maybe they're gonna fall in love in the process. Yeah, this is, like I said, I think we've seen a lot of this trope recently, but I don't know that I've seen the trope with two women. I also love the reality show element as driving the fake dating. That one also comes out in January. Then moving into February, first I want to mention what is not a romance but is about romance, and that is a collection of essays called Black Love Matters, edited by Jessica Pride and featuring a lot of your favorite romance authors. Basically, this is reflecting on the importance and sort of like cultural relevance of romance novels that feature Black love, and that is where the two main characters are Black. There's been a lot of discussion in the last few years about sort of why that's so important, especially here in America with sort of the history of Black Americans, how impactful it is to have media that's representing two Black people falling in love, and I'm really excited about this. I'm always a sucker for sort of literary studies of the romance genre, and this is a take on a literary study that I've not seen, but I'm really excited to read that one. That comes out, I think, on the 1st of February. Then we have Sink or Swim by Anna Beth Albert, and this is a male-male romance featuring two guys who think that they both own a remote cabin in the woods, and one of them shows up, the other one's already there with his kids, and they get snowed in, and they both think that they are the owners of this cabin. One of them is a former Navy chief, and yeah, basically sparks love conflict ensues. I am a sucker for an isolation trope, essentially where our characters get stuck together somewhere and have to figure it out, and this definitely seems like it will fit the bill for that, so very intrigued about what this one might be like. Then, in March, I have a physical copy of this one. We have Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. This is a follow-up to a book that came out from her this year, which is a small-town contemporary romance. I've not read traditional published Tessa Bailey before. I've read a number of her self-published works and really like them. It's kind of one of the queens of steam, so these are very spicy books if that is something you're into. And this particular setup is, we've got a ladies' man who is falling in love with his best friend, and she stays with him in his apartment for a while. So we have small town romance, friends to lovers. I'm assuming that they think that they're going to be able to bang it out, but they can't, kind of a thing. So yeah, I'm really excited to get to this one. I saw really good things about the first book in this series, so I maybe need to go back and read that before I get to this one, but I'm sure it can be read as a standalone. But I'm excited to get to this small town romance, which comes out in March. Then we've got The Wedding Crasher by Mia Sosa. That comes out in April, and this is a follow-on to The Worst Best Man, which came out a couple of years ago. This is the sequel to it. I just really enjoyed that first book. I thought the writing was super good. I thought the character development was great, and this is the sequel, so that's kind of just all I need to know. But I also am intrigued by the tagline, which says, another hilarious own voices rom-com about two strangers who get trapped in a lie and have to fake date their way out of it. I am trash for that premise. I really like this author's writing. This should be a winner for me. Then in June, we have a book called American Royalty from Tracy Livesay. Now, I have been wanting to try Tracy Livesay for the last couple of years because I've heard absolutely great things about her books, and particularly about her writing. I've heard that her writing is great, and I was very intrigued by the premise of this one, which basically sounds like kind of a take on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's romance. So our hero is Prince, our heroine is an already famous rapper, and they're getting together, and I think like media drama and complications ensue. I'm excited to try something from her, and I think that that just sounds like a really intriguing premise. It's a contemporary royalty story, which can always be fun. So yeah, looking forward to that one in June. And then the last one I wanted to mention is probably the one I'm most excited for, because this is a book from my favorite currently writing author duo. I absolutely love their writing. I love this series, and this is the conclusion of the second trilogy in their Hidden Legacy series, and that is Ruby Fever by Alona Andrews. This time we've got Catalina with Alessandro. They're together now and they're engaged. Things are gonna get real. A lot of the drama that's been percolating for the last couple of books should be coming to a head, and I definitely have theories about some of the backstory, but I can't get into that because it would be spoilers. You should definitely catch up with at least this trilogy, which starts with Sapphire Flame and then goes to Emerald Blaze, but really treat yourself, go all the way back to Burn for Me and read that first trilogy because it's one of my all-time favorite trilogies. They are some of the best books I've ever read, and I'm just excited that we are seeing this arc of the story wrap up. I am hoping that we're going to get another trilogy with the littlest of the three sisters. I'm hoping that we're gonna get that, but for now, I will be excited to see the ending of this particular arc of the story. So yeah, those are 10 books that I am looking forward to in 2022. Definitely let me know below what are some of the books that you are looking forward to in 2022. There's a lot that's coming out that's exciting, so let us know below what you are looking forward to. And yeah, I think that that will do it for me. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and follow Harlequin here and on all of their social media platforms. We got Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, all the things. And you can follow me at Books Like Whoa. And yeah, I think that that will do it. I hope you're having an absolutely lovely day today, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!